If you're too cheap to take lessons, then this is for you. In 2006, bow kites came out, and those kites are safe enough, so you don't actually have to take expensive lessons to learn how to kite surf. You can just go to the beach and put the equipment together and then practice for a few hours and get in the water. However, if you put the equipment together the wrong way, you're going to hurt yourself seriously. So hopefully in this video I will show you how to put it together correctly. You're going to be nice and safe and can get going. You're probably going to trash your first kite. So get a used kite. They're half price. You can find them in the internet. Go either to kitesurf.com or there are several Yahoo groups. You need the harness. Don't forget to buy the harness. This is about $50. You need the lines. So bow kites have their own line system. Make sure you don't buy wrong lines. However, these are slingshot lines, so you can use regular lines with a bow kite. They have an extra long chicken loop line, so it's suitable for a bow kite, and they'll cost you $150, $200. You need a pump. This pump is busted. You might want to take 2 pumps because the pumps kind of break easily. This comes with the kite normally. You should get it for free. You need a kite. You get a 12-meter bow kite. I have a Varu. These things are $700 new. Before I show you how to put the kite together, it's very important that you pick the correct day to go out first time. It has to be a side wind, not onshore and not offshore. In the side shore 10 knots wind, this is how the flag will look like. You can go to windguru.com. It will show you exactly which side the wind is from and what it's going to be for the day. And don't go out when it's lower than 10 knots. You won't be able to fly the kite. Don't go out when it's over 15 knots. Just wait for a few days. Just don't kill yourself. There's going to be a day which is between 10 and 15 knots, and it's going to be nice and easy. It's important that you inflate the kite enough. Most beginners, when they first inflate the kite, they'll put too little air in it. You really have to put a lot of air into all the struts, especially if it's a bow kite. If it's underinflated, you're going to kill yourself. Basically, the way to see whether it's full enough or not is you try to bend it. If you cannot really twist it, it's inflated enough, right? For example, this thing, it's almost good enough. This thing is not good enough. This thing is not inflated enough. The middle strut, you should if you can twist it in the middle, it's not inflated enough. You should put some more air into it. You don't want to obviously put so much air into it that it explodes. You can test it by doing the tip. So you should always be able to flip the tip, whereas you shouldn't be able to flip it from the thick end. Okay. This is almost there, but still not quite. You see, you can still twist it easily, right? Still need some more. All right, should be good now. It's about 11 psi. The wind is blowing from that side to that side. Now, when I want to put the kite down and start laying the lines, I need to turn the kite around. So I always hold the kite from the leading edge, never from the back edge. This is the leading edge, that's the back edge. I hold it from the middle, from the leading edge. I can hold it up with one hand, even at strong wind. When I want to put it down, I need to turn it around and put some sand in it. So I'll turn it around and I'll put some sand in it. It has to be like this. It cannot be like this. Even worse, like this, or the other way. It cannot be like this. That's wrong. The wind is from there, so the center should lie opposite the wind. Second thing is putting out the lines. You should have some pretty girl do it for you. They love it. Basically, you walk.
You have sand on your bum, Molly. You better get that off.
Oh.
You always walk the lines downwind. Don't be confused now. Yeah. So there is only one really important thing that you have to remember with the lines. It's that the outside lines go to the back of the kite. Okay, this is the back of the kite. This is the front. You're inflating the front of the kite. Right? This is the back of the kite. The outside lines go to the back of the kite. For some reason, the beaches, sometimes the beaches are really small and narrow, right? So the wind is from a weird direction. So, your lines are coming from a weird direction, and it seems more logical to put the outside line to the front of the kite, and it's not true. You should always put the outside line to the back of the kite. Sometimes, even if it doesn't make sense, you have to do it. This is your bar, right? So these are the outside lines. These are the inside lines. Sometimes you have a fifth line here in the middle. So the important thing is you have to walk through the lines to make sure that you know which end is the outside line, which end is the inside line, and they're not twisted. So what you do is you lay the bar on the ground, you step in the middle of them, right? So there is no way that when I walk through it, my outside line won't be on the outside. Take them like this, I step with my feet in the middle, I put the inside lines in the middle, and I put the outside line on both sides of me, and then I just walk through. This thing might look much more complicated than it really is. I mean, it's trivial. You walk through when you put it. It's totally logical and it makes sense. So, you normally do two lines at a time. One side first, the other side second. If you put a little bit of sand on the lines, they're gonna stay nice and put. This is your outside line. This is your inside line. The outside line goes to the back of the kite. Now, with bow kites, I broke this line, so this is kind of a temporary line, but you have several knots. The shorter the back line, the more power. If I put the back line here, it's going to be maximum power. If I put the back line here, it's going to be minimum power. The stronger the wind, the less power you need in the kite. If you're going out on 10 knots, you probably need as much power as you can in the kite. However, if you put too much power in the kite becomes uncontrollable. So you should start somewhere in the middle. You'll realize, that having too little power, the kite just won't fly. Okay, so you might have to try it a few times. You try to fly the kite and it just doesn't fly. Well, maybe you should shorten the back lines and get some more power. On the other hand, if you see the kite just falls backwards all the time, you'll see you try to run it, it just pulls you and then it just drops backwards. Well, your kite has too much power. Maybe you have to make the back lines longer. Both back lines have to be the same length. So I'm going to put them in the fourth knot, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know on the other side I put it on the fourth knot too. Actually, maybe I'll put it on the third knot. Today there is not really wind, so. Okay, this is the line, okay, the kite surfing line. It's very simple. What you need to do is you need to put this through like this. And now you can put the knot through it. And then you fasten it. Okay, now you do the other side. The same way. Just make sure, your lines are not stupidly twisted, and we put it to the third knot from one side. So we're putting it to the third knot on this side too.
We got dive bombs. That's okay.
Lines too. It's like,
Okay.
you have like this all and then you have this all.
Yeah, so
Okay, go ahead, tell us.
again, I'm now doing the other side. 5 pin flowers.